17 of the NFL season. Championship week in most everybody's fantasy football playoffs, or at least it should be, because if you play in week 17, you are wrong. Been saying that all season. I am at Hot BFF with 2Ps, here to give you some last minute ins, outs, and start sits as you hopefully are playing for a championship this week. Before we go ahead and get started, little scheduling stuff kind of up in the air on Monday's show with the holidays and everything. So we'll keep you updated through Twitter on when and what goes on there. But yeah, you can follow the show at BeerfieldFF on Twitter in order to pick up on that news. And let's go ahead and get into some of the news from this morning. Starting off, DJ Chark active for Week 16 against the Falcons. That is a plus matchup. We have seen Chark produce with Gardner Minshew under center. I have confidence in DJ Chark this week. Not the utmost, but there's confidence there. Devlin Hodges is reported to be on a short leash against the Jets, so for whatever reason, Superflex maybe or something, you are playing Devlin Hodges. Keep that in mind, although I don't think he will run into trouble. Jordan Howard going to be out again in Week 16 against the Cowboys. Going to pave the way for Miles Sanders yet again to have what should be another high RB2 back-end running back one sort of day without Jordan Howard there to help take away some carries. In Detroit, Kerryon Johnson and Bo Scarborough are going to split work for the Lions. Scarborough may draw the start, but Johnson should see his full complement. The Lions do have Denver, though, so either way, that is not a good matchup. I would be avoiding both of them. Alex Madison's not going to play Week 16, giving way to Mike Boone for all of the carries, as Dalvin Cook is also out. So this is a little bit of a bump up to the passing game in general for the Vikings as they go up against Green Bay, but also for Mike Boone. There's going to be nobody in his way. Nobody else there. So Curtis Samuel's active against the Colts for Will Greer's first start. I'm not sure what you're going to get. OBJ or upside, need upside very badly, Colton. So Hollister with Wilson, Luke Wilson, double L Wilson, potentially coming back does bother me a little bit. I would say Odell, I guess. I don't know. It's not a great matchup for Odell. You know what? No. Switching that up. Go Hollister. Hollister gets the Cardinals. If you're going to bet on upside, it's going to be a tight end against the Cardinals. He does always have the ability to catch multiple touchdowns. I don't see Seattle having a problem moving the ball. So go Hollister over Odell for upside. Odell, we know he's playing hurt with the hernia. He hasn't done much all season. Go with Hollister. You need the Hail Mary. Curtis Samuel, active against the Colts, already said that. Don't know what you're going to get out of him with Will Greer. So fade accordingly. Christian Kirk's going to be active against the Seahawks for Week 16. Out of the slot should be a pretty plus matchup there. So plenty of target volume coming Kirk's way as well. Completely okay with him as a wide receiver 2 or 3 in my lineup. Derrick Henry is going to miss Week 16 against the Saints with a hamstring injury. We have not seen a whole lot out of Dion Lewis. We have seen this team be good at running the football. I suspect this matters more for Tannehill and his receivers. I don't know how well Dion Lewis is going to fare against the Saints. Lindsey or McLaurin, full PPR from Alex. Lindsey or McLaurin in full PPR. I just got done chatting with Nick about this a little bit, actually. Philip Lindsay against Philip Lindsay against the Lions. If Denver wants to run the football, they're going to be able to, and I expect him to have plenty of upside in that. As far as Washington goes against the Giants, that is a good matchup as well. Quite honestly, I would say go with McLaurin. He's been good the last few weeks. Big playability plus touchdown ability. More upside to him than Lindsey with, I think, similar floor. So I'm going to say go McLaurin. Golladay, Anderson, Ward, and Ross. Pick 2, half PPR. So Kenny Golladay, I don't like. So Robbie Anderson against the Steelers is also rough. You know what? Greg Ward against the Cowboys is at least interesting. We saw him kind of be the go-to guy in that receiving core last week, and they are still banged up. There's not going to be anybody else playing. They're going to have to throw to somebody other than the tight end. So I like Ward Ross has a good matchup against the Dolphins, so, but I don't trust the volume or necessarily what he's going to get. So I would say if I've got to pick out of that, go Galladay because of the volume. He's the most talented guy in that list. You kind of got to ride that a little bit and go with Greg Ward as kind of your upside dart throw. That's how I would play that one, Darren. It's not a lovely group to choose from given some of the matchups this week. I know that they've had their upside here recently, but that's how I would play that one. And no problem, Alex. Good luck to you and Colton, Darren, you as well in championship week. Other news: Hunter Renfrow is good to go against the Chargers. That we've seen the Raiders' passing attack kind of fall off a little bit since Renfrow got hurt. Even though he was a guy that was only going for 5 or 6 receptions, 50 to 60 yards a game, not a whole lot of upside. That floor is important to an NFL team as far as moving the sticks and keeping drives alive. And we saw that kind of go away while Renfrow was out. So it should be a boost to the Oakland offense as a whole. And Juju Smith-Schuster active against the Jets. He's been out for a few weeks. Oh, Drake. Sorry, completely missed that. Drake or Washington in half PPR. Kenyon Drake for me. We've seen him get down to the red zone or just absolutely lean on Drake. That led to the 4-touchdown performance last week. Seattle has not been fantastic against the run. Washington's going to be splitting with Richard. We know he's going to be splitting with Richard, especially in the receiving game, and Drake should have most of that to himself from what we've seen. So I'm going to go Drake. I've been hammering Drake kind of all week to anybody that'll listen. So I would go that route. See if we got anything else late breaking here. Jamal Adams is going to play against the Steelers. So again, I don't love that in general. And Joe Mixon, by the way, was dealing with a stomach bug for most of the week. So you could see his carries limited a little bit, depending on where his strength is at. It is championship time, Dylan. So it's milestone week. It's championship time. It's where we hope that we've helped you guys get there or bring something home. And it is, it's kind of our go home episode too, as we go back to 1 a weeks and get into the offseason stuff, which is really a fun time for us. So Miles Sanders or Mike Boone in full PPR. Man, I love Miles Sanders this week. I do. Without Jordan Howard in there, we saw what he has the ability to do. We've seen Mike Boone be a little explosive, but 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eagles may have to run the football a bit. With the Packers, that game script could go negative for the Vikings if they can't establish the run and do have to start throwing. They may lean on Thielen and Diggs a little bit more. I'm going to say Miles Sanders over Mike Boone in that one. I just think there's less bust potential there, and with similar upside for Miles Sanders. Kirk or Shepard pull PPR for Darren. Christian Kirk's going to get volume in a game they should be behind in, and for Shepard, haven't really seen a good game out of him in a little bit. And you got Danny Dimes coming back in, who's really favored Darius Slayton. So I'm going to say go Christian Kirk there. I just, for whatever reason, think that the chemistry, that's what I'm looking for, with Darius Slayton's going to show up for that. And no problem, Darren. We do it for the interaction and for the fun of it, really. So. Last question of the year: Wentz or Cousins? 4-point pass TDs. Go with Kirk Cousins. Again, for the same reasons I just kind of went against Boone. I think that if the Packers get out ahead, that Minnesota is going to lean on that passing game. They're going to lean on Thielen and Diggs and lean on the other aspect of their offense that they can really rely on. And Carson Wentz, outside of Greg Ward, who I mentioned earlier, liking the upside, but we've been joking all morning that Wentz is throwing to like Drew Carey and a one-legged cousin or something like that. I mean, there's not. He's missing his top 3 wide receivers, and we liked Arcega-Whiteside as a rookie, but he's not ready for top coverage. And we saw Greg Ward go off a bit last week, but with Aguilar, Jeffrey, and Jackson all out, just don't like what Wentz has to throw to. I mean, he's got the 2 tight ends, but I think that's going to be a little dicey for him. So I lean on the Kirk Cousins side. All right, I'll give it a couple more minutes for questions and see if there's anything late breaking coming in before we send you all off into week 16. Hopefully, some fantasy championships here. One other thing to note on weather: there is no weather this week that I'm concerned of, so we're not adjusting for that. Just playing matchups. And the other thing I'll remind everybody as I set their lineups today. Look, you're here for a reason. Be it making the right decisions in your lineups and asking the right questions. You're here for a reason. Don't overthink it. Don't get too cute with it. As people tend to do in the playoffs, and trying extra hard to find that matchup or to find that edge. A lot of times you end up biting yourself. So don't do that. Just stick to what got you here. Dylan, happy holidays to you too. Look forward to giving you that same input next year, and we thank you for being here every week and listening and asking questions and making it fun for us. For everybody that checks in and participates in these live streams and asks questions throughout the week, and shows up and gives us a listen, listens to our rambling, deals with us week in, week out, stayed through my drunken week 14 exploits. We certainly do appreciate all of you. With that, if there are no additional questions, we'll give it another 3 minutes or so for questions to come in. Yep, we got some good stuff coming up in the off season too. So, we're gonna kick it off. Our next episode, we're gonna throw some week 17 stuff out there. We're gonna start looking at and make some predictions as far as who's gonna get canned on Black Monday. We'll have all the analysis on that. We'll go into season wrap up with our Fuelies, aptly named. So, who are our top performers? Who are some big busts? Some little fun superlatives there, and then we'll roll from there. Get into some draft prep. Get into some off-season prep work. Keep tabs on the playoffs, the NFL playoffs as they happen. It is definitely see you later, because we're not going anywhere. We'll be here just once a week, instead of twice a week. A little free time spent with some families, and really to deep dive stuff and have a little bit more fun with some of what we can do. So that's what we're gonna do. I know that Dan is stuck at work today, but on behalf of him, I wish you all well. Gage or Renfro in half PPR. That is interesting because we have seen Russell Gage perform, but Russell Gage was performing without Julio and or Ridley. I believe both of them are playing today. So go with Hunter Renfro. You're going to get floor out of him, I think, against the Chargers. And again, upside usually probably not there, but again, you're going to be good for 5 or 6 receptions and 50 to 60 yards in that 9 to 10 point range. That's solid floor if you absolutely have to plug one of them in. Sounds like it's a deeper league if that's the question that's coming up. So go ahead and plug in Renfro and just take the floor that you get with that and be happy with it. That's what I'd do. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Again, thank you guys for tuning in all season long. We will be back throughout the off season every week, so stay tuned to wherever you subscribe. We'll, drop podcasts, the audio versions on the same day, week in, week out, likely on Mondays. But we'll be recording them at various points throughout the week. So, watch YouTube because we might be dropping an audio episode on Monday, but we may record it Wednesday the week before and live stream it, and so come hang out, ask questions. We always live stream the recordings just for that reason. So. We never had plans to YouTube this thing until we found out it was the best way to interact. Again, thank you guys for tuning in all season on behalf of Dan as well. We'll be back with you guys on Monday. Good luck in your fantasy championships. And take care. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, even though we'll talk to you on Monday as well.